And what is up, guys? Wallow J here, and I'm here with my co-host Egg. Egg, say what's up to the peoples.
What's up to the peoples?
Also joining us, our other co-host, the Dream. Dream, say what's up.
Am I on a delay? Or was
Yeah,
that
we're waiting on you.
Egg?
No, that was your cue, man.
You
Say
waiting
what's
on
up,
me?
please.
When we say Dream, say what's up to the people. That means say what's up or
No, I
not.
was waiting on Egg, and then his jumped in right when you were saying something to me. So maybe my internet sucks right now. I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it does.
Hey,
It's
everybody.
that Georgia internet. Also joining us, our
How dare
newest
you?
family member. Welcome to the
Hello.
PGF, Alex Wendland. How are you?
Yeah, I love it. I love the vibes. All the party people here ready to talk about the big news that was dropped earlier today.
Well, and listen, we got the news about a week ago that you're our newest member of the family. You're going to be doing some sidelight interviews and stuff like that. How did you hear about the PGF initially?
So I've been a fan of the PGF for a while now, but I never thought that it would get to the point where I'd get to be the sideline reporter behind it. And, I've known BMAC and everything that he's done at 10th Planet Decatur and being able to be a part of it. And, just because he's such great vibes and he's always the one that's like, I don't want any real beef or real drama. Like, I like that because you need someone with positive energy like that. But as a sideline reporter, I will take a lot of pride in if there does come to be any animosity, I will be the first to be able to report on that, to get the vaccine action. And I feel like sometimes, that's what you need. Even though you don't always want it, sometimes you need a little bit of bad blood. And with a lot of money on the line, we could be seeing that tonight or when the
We
tournament
want
goes.
it. We want it.
Yeah, I mean, Stephen Aiken usually like stokes it on. I mean, granted, it's more like tongue in the cheek. We're having fun beef, like we're all in on the joke. But I think you're right. I mean, Brandon does not like the like really personal stuff, but we like to put on a show.
100%. And I feel like some of the best tournaments and events that we've seen have been team-based recently. So I'm just excited to see how this draft goes as well, because, you're going to have to either have your loyalty on one side or, switch because you think someone else is a better pick for you or not want to spend all the money. So I just think it's so fun. It's everything you love about sports plus jujitsu. So can't
Oh
complain.
my God, look at her.
Man,
She's got the tagline down. That's what's up.
Profesh.
I
Listen,
love it.
let's just put her in right
Snaps,
now.
just snaps.
Yeah. I mean, and you're also part of the commentating team at Combate Global, right? Am I pronouncing that correct?
Yes, you were pronouncing Combate Global completely correct. And we just got done with the Copa Combate tournament, which I see some parallels with what we're going to be seeing with PGF. When you look at the Copa Combate, some of the fighters had to be strategic with how they fought their game because if you get injured, you can't continue. So now you're dealing with the grapplers at the PGF. They're going to have as many matches, 12 throughout the whole series. That's a lot. And like, of course, you don't want to get a stalemate or a draw and not get any points, but you also don't want to push it too hard to the point where you might get an injury, you might not be able to compete. So I'm very interested to see how these guys, expend their energy out there. But it's going to be a good one. It's going to be strategic.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead, Egg.
No, I'm just saying, like, that is so spot on. We try to warn all of the competitors. It is a gauntlet. It is 3 matches a night, 12 matches total, and you cannot have the mentality of, okay, we're here for the weekend or just for one day. I'll let some pops happen. No, you let some pops happen, you're giving up days, and it's hard to make that back. And we've seen that season after season.
Yeah, Steven can attest to that.
I think it hurt.
Season 2. No, but the toll that it takes on the body.
No, it's definitely tough, and I think it's just at the biggest tournaments, maybe the deepest weight classes, you'll see like 5 or 6 matches for those guys at the trials that are those huge brackets. But even then, it's still just like a 2-day max situation. With this, you've got the 4 days. There's 2 and 2, no matter what, and it really, like you said, that one little pop really, like by the end of the week, can add up. Or we've actually seen some people kind of modify their game throughout the week with some injuries and like hide it and then find out new things that they're pretty good at, and capitalize on new game plans and stuff also with the same thing. So you, like Egg said, you're definitely spot on with that idea. And I think that'll make and break a lot of these athletes that don't have experience in the format right away is how much you let go too early.
So, Alex, if I could, I mean, you already know the tagline, everything you love about sports with jiu-jitsu. And so, like, looking back at season 5, you got the combine, having it again, the auction draft, you have the season, you have the finale, you have the fantasy. What is your favorite part of the PGF?
I think my favorite part is gonna have to be the draft, just because I feel like it's very fun that you guys have a certain amount that you can spend, and then it puts a lot of pressure, especially now that the coaches have been announced: Jeff Glover, Eddie Bravo, Andre Galvao, Roger Gracie. So, the fact that we're gonna be able to see that, I think, and that even just in sports in general, the draft is a very special moment across the boards. NBA draft. I mean, those are kind of the most intense moments of like where I'm going to go. And then also now they have to work as a team. Like, who knows, they're not going to be automatically on a team with people that they train with every day. They could be, matched up, or they could be on the same team as someone that they have some competitive history with. So they're going to have to come together and genuinely root for each other when it comes to the grappling matches. And I just think that's definitely one of the most exciting parts to me. And then of course the fight week itself is going to bring all the action that we want to see.
Man, I was like hoping that you would know about this stuff, but you know it all. You're on point.
Oh, I'm so excited. This is the first time that I've been in a tournament like this. And I'm very excited because it's so different, because I know that, like the Copa Combate, it's a one-night tournament. A lot of people are doing the one night, and this really just spreads it out. I mean, in season 5, you guys were racking up 300,000 views throughout the week on a day-to-day basis. And now we're getting into the season 6. How do we top that off? Oh, we're going to put $100,000 grand prize for jujitsu. That's crazy.
Man, I just feel like I'm not good at this job and that she should take my job and just do the pod with you guys, because I mean, she's putting it better than I could possibly put it.
Never that, Jay.
No, it's just another ingredient to the mix that you're going to be amazing. I mean, talking about one of the amazing things about the PGF is actually a season, that you get a whole week. It's not just one day where you might see somebody for one match and dang it, they lose and you'll see them again. No, you get to see the rise, fall, come back again. A real story about each competitor, and the two people down on the bottom here are going to be telling that story. I mean, you with the ringside interviews, Steven bringing the announcing going on there. Waller's going to capture all the beautiful photos, and we're going to write some articles about it. I mean, fans are going to get to really know these people, and I personally, I just love it.
Yes, I think you hit it on the head with the storytelling. Like, just with my background being in journalism, that's the part that I'm most excited about, because we genuinely can't prepare for anything that's going to happen. And, anything with a one-night tournament, with a week-long tournament, there's going to be injuries that happen. There's going to be potentially DQs or something crazy that no one could foresee. Someone could cheat in Greece. I'm just kidding, but whatever might be, who knows? So I'm down for whatever is thrown our way, and I'm ready to tell the story to the people. And obviously, just giving the platform to these jiu-jitsu practitioners with that much of a grand prize is huge. So it's such an honor.
Did you notice anybody greasing in season 5? I'm wondering now. Did we have anybody greasing?
Dang, we're gonna have to go back to the tapes and really.
I don't know.
How to like this guy.
Kimori looked like he was glistening though. So
yes, there's a big difference between that and glistening. Sometimes just people have a nice glistening glove. It comes naturally.
He put that baby oil on.
I think everyone had the rash guards on. I think we're okay.
I don't think we have anybody greasing. But anyway, let's bring in the PGF owners. They're holding right here in the wing. So let's bring them in. Guys, what is
Greetings.
up? We got BMAC, we got Keelan. Guys,
That was cool. Is that happening when I do that?
yeah. Hey, how do we get here, man?
Hard work, dude, by a lot of people. That's how.
Dude, I mean, 2020, you know, you make a call, said, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. It's going to be awesome. I bought in immediately. It was great. Every Friday we had jujitsu. Well, we were on lockdown. It was fun. And now it's 100 grand. And you got like legendary coaches. It's insane. It's really mind blowing.
Yeah, it doesn't really feel real to me. It's just now starting to feel real. Like I've been sitting on this for like 3 months, you know. We just been, and Keelan and Zoe keep having to pull me back from wanting to just like tell everybody, you know what I'm saying? And so I've been lucky to have the PGF Insiders as an outlet to leak my little information to. It kept me sane.
Bro, it was hard for us too, because you know we got people in the chat, you know, asking questions and stuff like that. We got guys, you know, text messaging, you know, hey, have you guys heard about this stuff? And I'm like, I haven't heard shit. I don't know nothing, you know.
Well,
So it's fun.
we just wanted to wait to say anything until everything was ready.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't want to make any promises that we couldn't deliver on. We didn't want to, you know, have any dreams that were so far-fetched and we were, you know what I'm saying? We wanted to make sure everything was in place and ready so that when we made the announcement, everything would hit all at once. So the founders coming together, the prize money, and the coaches. And that was we wanted to drop all of it all at once like a bomb like that.
And Alex being part of the squad now.
What a home run that was.
Bro, like
You're the best.
listen, I could just leave and she could run this because she knows it all. I mean, I was trying to
tag team now at this point, but I am genuinely curious. When did the ideas of which coaches you guys wanted, like, was it talks between all of you guys on what you wanted to do, and then like when it finally came to fruition, what was the reaction? Because you guys have legends on this, and I'm like, how did this come about?
Honestly, we were just kind of joking at first. It was like, you know, just kind of with your friends, like, man, what if we had Roger Gracie and Andre Galvao and Eddie Bravo? And we were just like kind of joking is kind of how it started. And then with Heather Gracie being a part of the squad, it stopped being a joke pretty quick whenever she texted Roger Gracie. Like, hey, you want to be a coach? So it happened pretty quick, to be honest.
That's crazy.
So is the biggest motivation for the coaches like the pride of winning? Because the prize money is for the athletes, I'm assuming, right? And
Yes.
then the coaches are doing it for legacy.
And well, we're paying the coaches as well. We're paying the coaches as well, but we're paying them all the same, win or lose. So they're getting their salary to come and be a part of the league. Thank you for your service. We need you to do this work for us this week. But you know, if we get, I think that prize money for them is going to grow as well. But it's pretty good this year. We're excited about it.
So exciting.
So go ahead, Egg.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, obviously, legacy is there. A little bit of money's there, but I have to think that when you're fellow PGF owners, Zoe probably gave a little bit of advice to those folks about just how much fun the PGF is, the camaraderie, the strategy, and how much of a blast he had. Am I guessing right a little bit?
Well, he's just done such a good job at helping us craft what it is that we were trying to say, that we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And just like breaking that down into like, well, for example, I want to jump out and go with this announcement. And he's like, let's just look. Just trust me. I have 6 platinum records. I have a full marketing team. I've done this a million times. Just trust me. Let us get everything locked up and then drop a media bomb all at once. And he's just been great at helping us craft that. And so being able to get our message concise and deliver it to these guys has been really important. He's been such a huge help with that.
But yes, he personally, when talking to Andre and some of the other coaches, you know, he's done a phenomenal job at expressing kind of what you're talking about, Egg, and like the fact that it's all kind of legacy for them. They all see the opportunity with the PGF to potentially start to change jiu-jitsu as a sport, you know, getting these athletes paid, not just the winner that's going to win a bunch of money, but like anybody who's involved, the fact that they're all getting paid, you know, the just the idea of transitioning into a true professional athlete, you know, trying to make a career out of this. So all these guys have all done the struggle of like competing amateur and then competing as close to pro as you can. And then some of them making it big to where they're actually getting to like create a lifestyle out of it. And so they know the struggle. And so like they all see an opportunity here with the PGF to like create a path that just doesn't exist as of now for like jiu-jitsu athletes and professional jiu-jitsu athletes, you know? So they all see it as a huge opportunity. And Zoe has been huge at like helping communicate that with some of these guys that we previously didn't have access to, you know?
Yeah. I mean, they've just been awesome, dude. I was nervous, you know, I didn't know what I was walking into, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? But they've been great, dude. They've been great.
Do this. Take us back a little bit because, you know, when we came into season 5, we knew that season 5 was going to be huge no matter what. You know, it was set to be the best season so far, just like every other season. It's always, you know, tops it. But I think around Tuesday, like rumors started flying around the building that some things may be going down and that they were, you know, possibly going to have a bigger season already. It was being talked about on a Tuesday. So how did the conversation between you, Zoe, and, you know, Miss Gracie happen to where you decide, okay, we're going to do this as a squad, you know, we're going to do this, you know, and, you know, just have one of the biggest tournaments in the world?
Yeah. I mean, as you said, it happened pretty early that week. Everything kind of really started after the draft. Once we did the draft and Zoltan and Matt had their team epic roll and they were trying to craft their team. And, you know, if you watch the draft, they created the Yankees. They spent a bunch of extra money on all the best guys and created their team. And there's some behind the scenes footage that'll come out in the documentary soon, but they had such a great time at the draft. And it was like a new experience inside jiu-jitsu that they haven't had before. And so right after the draft, he was like super curious. So now not only was he coming to Alabama because he promised and like he's got to come to Alabama, but oh snap, I'm in Alabama having a great time. What's going on here? And so then after Monday, day 1 happens and the tournament starts. They've got their team. They're doing great because they got the Yankees. And it was just like creating this momentum and atmosphere that, I mean, look, I don't care if you're in Decatur, Alabama experiencing it. It's a great time. If you've ever done jiu-jitsu, if you've ever been to a terrible tournament inside jiu-jitsu, you can feel a good one. And this was a good one. And so by Tuesday, he was pretty much sold and just hanging out after the night, whether it was going out to a Longhorn Steakhouse or wherever we would hang out after the night. It kind of grew pretty quick. By Tuesday, by midweek, he wanted in and he was kind of dragging Brandon to the side and kind of teasing him. I was a little more in work mode that week. During PGF week, I'm like producer, director behind the scenes, so I don't really have time to get wined and dined over here. But Brandon, he got the commish experience, and by the end of the week, it was pretty much a done deal what was happening.
You guys got to eat food that week?
It's been going down. PGF's been going down at the Longhorn. There's been a lot of PGF biz happening at the Longhorn Steakhouse, man.
So let me ask you, how did Alex come about? What made you say, "Hey, I like her. She's good. Let's bring her in"?
I've just seen her work. Dude, I'm a notoriously like addicted to watching film and watching these events. So I pretty much got my eyes on everything. And since I'm in the business, I feel like I have a good eye for other people that are like professionals that are really trying to do the thing right. And I'm not saying that like I'm the epitome of that, but like I appreciate the craft. And when when you play an instrument, you appreciate music in a different way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a beginner trying to learn that instrument as well. And she's a super professional at it already. And you could just see that in everything that she does. And I think she just proved that to you guys when she came on early. She was here. She was prepared. She knew what was going on. She just came in and crushed it.
Bro,
I appreciate that so much, BMAC.
guns
But
blazing.
for real, like BMAC is everywhere when it comes to submission grappling. Like every single event, if he's not there, I'm like, okay, I'm not watching it anymore because like the way he explains commentary is just so great on the ear. This event that he's putting on is amazing. I mean, it's awesome to be able to learn from people in this industry. And like he said, I do appreciate people that have an appreciation for sports professionalism in the era of like social media and clickbait and quick whatever you can do to get the attention of all this and that. I really have a fond appreciation for what PGF is trying to do and try to make it a professional sport. Like we want to see this stuff grow, be on ESPN someday, and legitimize the sport of jiu-jitsu. So I'm all here for it. I appreciate that, and I can't wait to be teamed up with you guys.
Well, that's the goal. You just nailed it. Is I want an ESPN contract one day. And now listen, I know that sounds crazy now. I understand now.
Manifest
In 5
it.
years, he's not gonna be crazy.
Something. I'm going for that. You know what I mean? Like I want that. And so
Well, listen,
try to go get it, dude. And I don't know. I'm pumped. I'm excited to do the work. And I feel good that we're the people that are gonna like try to make a run at this, because I know that we're gonna try as hard as we can to get it right. You know what I mean?
We're doing it in Vegas, fight capital, mecca of combat sports. We're in there. That's serious.
And hey, you know what else is? I'm gonna try to make sure that this thing is not just like going from show to show. I want this thing to be a profitable business that everybody starts to benefit from. Like I'm trying to build the league that, like the industry, you know what I'm saying? That's ultimately what I'm trying to do. Like, I want us to be the NBA.
Oh, for sure.
ADCC to be the Olympics. That they're doing their own thing. I don't even see that as competition. I feel like they're doing a totally different thing than we're doing. And like, I'm on team ADCC. You know what I'm saying? I love ADCC. So, but I want to make like a sports league. And so, when we build that, I think everybody's going to benefit from it, like from the industry to the sideline reporters to the podcast guys, like not just the athletes. I want to build this whole thing all the way up and down until we all have something beautiful for ourselves. I don't need no money, but I do want this.
Well, I mean, technically, you've pretty much built it already. You've had a league with a built-in podcast, a blogger. You know,
well,
so
yeah, that's you know what I'm saying? But
everything's been in-house.
In a way that's responsible, though. I'm not going to just overblow and like not be able to go event to event. Like the strategy is long. I'm not going to try to go event to event. Like we want to play the longest game possible, and we want to keep these things running. So that's the way that we're going to build it. We need that consistency, and my boy's here. He's going to deliver that consistency for us.
So I got this thing. I've been trying to figure out the right way to phrase the question, perhaps even, but in a way, is this is changing what perhaps like jiu-jitsu is to like the public in a broad sense. You know what I mean? Like, I think the martial art is what it is. And I think that that's separate from the sport that's being created right now in front of us with this. and that's really interesting to me what that like looks like, because as a black belt myself or whatever who's been in the game for a long time, we've all had these discussions before about the slow playing kind of jujitsu versus this having to speed up and get everything done in 6 minutes, or you basically lose, and what that does for people's game. How do y'all think that could really affect what's happening in gyms around the country? Does this have the potential, like you said, if we do get to say ESPN, this is going to make jujitsu different than it is now, correct?
Yeah.
It could. I mean, if it gets that popular, yeah, it definitely could. But I think it's just going to make it more aggressive and more focused on going after the finish.
Anything that can create some sort of unified jujitsu rule set where it's got like just that's the jujitsu rules. The closer you can get to that, there's not really the jujitsu rules right now. There's so many different types of rule sets, and like it just depends where you're competing. But if one could win, because not for the practitioner necessarily, but for the viewer, right? If all the fans and stuff kind of decide the rule set because of the entertainment aspect, then you could start to see it adopted widely, and you could create this sport that doesn't exist yet. Like the martial art of jiu-jitsu exists, but it's almost like the sport of it doesn't fully exist yet. And I think we could create something with the PGF here that ultimately you could see adopted into schools. Like schools could have a jiu-jitsu team, and this school could go against that school under PGF rule sets and different meets, almost like wrestling meets. And you could imagine a day when kids are getting scholarships to go to college to be on the college jiu-jitsu team. And hopefully if they play 4 years and they graduate as a senior and they showed out really good, they can get drafted into the PGF and be a professional athlete, like this path for these guys that just doesn't exist right now could only be possible once you build the structure in the industry like we're doing right now, so that path could be a reality one day. So I think, yeah, it could be adopted. The rule set, the overtime rules, everything could be adopted much more like widely throughout the space, whether it's all the way down into schools or just out through all these other amateur tournaments that we see already,
But yeah, like make no mistake, this is the sports version. Like that's what we're trying to do, is do the sports version. So we're using the martial art, you're using the jiu-jitsu that to win this game that we've created. And we're not making the statement that it's the best game, but it's the game that we built. And so anybody that can come from any discipline, we're not limiting it to jiu-jitsu either.
So the thing that keeps coming to mind for me for some reason is like when football added the forward pass, right?
Yeah.
Like before, all you could do is like hand it off and run and lateral back pass, stuff like that. And then now we got 4 wide receivers out there running routes, and it got exciting, a lot more score. It's not 6-3 anymore. Now it's 44-35. It's a lot more like points scoring.
And let me ask you a question. Are the athletes that are playing in this league better at football or worse at football than the people who came before them?
There are guys today probably kill them.
Athletes of all time.
It's a good question.
Like athletically, they're the best athletes. They're the most refined at their craft that they've ever been.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not the biggest winner of all time, but like overall across the board,
the average
level
definitely
is infinitely higher. So 100%. I would say that if you want to make that argument, or not you necessarily, but if someone wanted to make that argument, I would point them to the example of what the NFL has done. And they've grown.
And that's what keeps coming to mind for me, because y'all know I even complained about the speed of it when I first came in.
Oh yeah, hey, me, dude. Me and you, we got that slow game.
Yeah, we're gonna cuddle them up.
If it's about my jiu-jitsu winning the PGF match, I probably can't do it, man. Little too rough for me. I'm getting old.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear that, bro. I just turned 48.
Because the truth is, we do want these guys on the hunt. We want them on the hunt, and that's different.
Eventually, girls too.
Go ahead, Alex. I'm
I know
sorry.
you
Alex,
I know
that's
you guys
good.
have done girl events as well, but like with a big grand prize, I know that'll make it even more exciting too.
Yeah, we had like a full like pilot season with the ladies on season 4. And then on season 5, we had the ladies tournament at the end, like the 4 ladies bracket at the end. And I really want there to be women's divisions. Like I'm looking for a way that we can do it like in sync. So, I mean, I got the 2-time women's champion here in the gym, and believe me, she's an advocate for the PGF women's division. So it's in my ear all the time. And my 2 favorite jiu-jitsu players of all time are women, my wife and my daughter, my 2 favorite jiu-jitsu players. So we'll take care of the women's division.
You're so good, dude.
I promise.
Well said.
And congrats to your daughter on that nice belt after a long hiatus from competing, winning a belt. That's some tough stuff right there.
I was so excited.
Proud Papa Bear. I love it.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So,
Go ahead, Egg.
okay, pardon me, and this might be a longer one, but we were asked a little bit of these questions for the behind the scenes documentary, but maybe I can ask the owners here, what's it been like going from season 1 to be on the verge of season 6?
You know, Keelan has been working on a documentary that he's putting together. It's crazy. So he watches the show. I'll just let him tell you. It'd be way better if he tells you about it.
Just like the
The inspiration of what happened. Like he started watching.
What about wrestlers?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
the Netflix documentary. It's called Wrestler.
Yeah.
It's about like kind of WWE style wrestling, not like our like freestyle Greco wrestling, but it just follows this small promotion called OVW, and they're like in the middle of nowhere, small,
Ohio.
yeah, no budget at all, just trying to build something cool for their local wrestling athletes and have it as a feeder program into like the WWE. And they're just trying to, it just felt like it paralleled almost directly with the PGF. And I just had the idea of like, oh, we should make a documentary called Grapplers, and it should follow the PGF, this small town promotion trying to do it big with no budget. And it just felt like all the parallels were there. And so I kind of, coming into season 5, I was like, yo, we got to do this. We need these shots. This is the idea. This is the story we're trying to tell. And it was kind of like, Brandon was like, are you sure you want to do that? Like, that sounds like a lot of work. And I mean, during the PGF week, there's already so much work for our small team that it was like, I mean, I didn't get to really film hardly any of the documentary that week. Like, I kind of had to rely on Isaac and Nunchuck and Plaster and Grayson and all the guys to like just capture the shots, and hopefully we got the stuff that we needed. And after the season, you know, I'll look at it and see what we can build. And that was, you know, it was just kind of like fingers crossed, hope we get stuff. And then I interviewed some people, Brandon, Sean Applegate, Elijah, Travis, his family, a bunch of people to like help narrate the story after the fact in terms of like what happened. And but anyways, it's going to be really good. It's we got everything we needed to like actually create that documentary that was the inspiration. So the goal here is to release March 1st, like so at least a month and a half before this season 6. So it's going to help build the momentum for season 6. It's going to tell a story. It's going to tell 2 stories. What happened in season 5, so you don't have to go watch season 5. You can find out what happened in this documentary. So as we all know, Elijah Carlton won the championship. So like we're going to follow his story, and then all the stories of people who lost along the way, and all the thrills of victory and agony of defeat for the season 5, as well as the other story for the PGF of like big dreams, small town, in a underappreciated sport where the athletes don't get treated like professionals, and like that whole journey with all the obstacles for jiu-jitsu and for the PGF, and then the ultimate success story because of the partnership and where we're going now. So it's gonna be
I think we treated this from season one as if it was professional. I mean, it was
Yeah,
the
that was the
Professional
idea.
Grappling Federation, so we treated it as just as that.
Yeah, that was the idea. I mean, like we all started the PGF, and you guys were already in place before we even launched week one, right?
Yeah.
So it was
I mean,
you and Miggy.
and Chris, they were the original insiders.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I lost my train of thought. It's just so insane how we
He had to
start.
diss us really quick, so he lost his train of thought.
No, I mean, it's just insane how we start with a phone call and an idea, and all of a sudden here we are 4 years later, and
yeah.
it's this big.
At first, it felt like something cool we were doing with our friends during COVID.
Right.
Everything else kind of stopped.
Yeah.
Even season 5 felt that way. It was like there was a bunch of guys coming back, a bunch of guys that already knew us, so we had this camaraderie with them, and we could get them on the show anytime, talk to them, and they felt comfortable. So
in my mind, there's like two sides to this whole PGF coin, right? Because like what Brandon has, like what we created with the format and the structure of the league is one thing, and like that alone is unique. And if you give that to an asshole that's not going to run this place good, it's still going to go well because the idea is good, the structure is good, like sports work. But then you got the other side of the coin where like Brandon has created this culture. It's the same culture he has in his gym at 10th Planet Decatur. It's like, it's how you guys are involved. It's like this family that we have, like it's been built strategically from day one as well. So not only this structure of the league, but the community and the culture has been really specifically structured as well. And like that's what you're talking about here is like, I mean, we're literally all friends and like family. Egg, like being a part of the commentary, like on the live broadcast, going from like fan to commentator on the show, like his whole journey as well. Like those things are possible because of this community and culture that like we've built. That's one of my favorite parts about the PGF.
Hey Wallow, I know Alex has a hard out here in a handful of minutes. Maybe just Alex, do you have any questions for them or anything you want to bring up before you head out?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think it's so important, Keelan's role in everything, because like you guys said, the rule set, the idea itself is so brilliant. But sometimes when you're moving so fast with things and you're just getting one thing after another done, you don't like take the time to really sit back and like appreciate the work that you've done. But when you have someone that has the cinematography skills, the eye for being able to tell the stories bit by bit, that's the stuff that's going to live in history forever on YouTube or whatever platform it is. Because sometimes we have these like huge jiu-jitsu events like Metamorphosis, and like we only get to really watch the event itself. But like I want to see what was the build up to that and all these little things. And I think one of my most fun things to do if I'm ever like feeling sad is going back to some OG 10th Planet Eddie Bravo videos, and you have like Hanato being silly and like OG funny stuff going on. And that just like is the epitome of what I feel like this jiu-jitsu community is. And it's just being able to capture those moments, I think, is the biggest part. Obviously, the athletes are huge in being able to chase their dreams and make some money. But at the end of the day, when we're all 60 years old and being able to look at all this stuff and being able to look at it through a lens of like, this is great cinematography that we're seeing in storytelling, I think that is the most close to my heart, just being as a journalist myself. So yeah, I'm so excited.
Oh no.
Podcast.
Yeah, I feel like we're in the 90s, like with skateboarding, and like it's kind of up to the skateboarding filmmakers to be like making these cool videos to show the world that we exist and we deserve like some attention.
That was skateboarding's comeback. It was the 90s. Yeah, absolutely. Man, it's such a great vibe.
We got to get Alex out of here. Are you good, Alex?
Love it. Yep. I'm going to head on to this bus. Wish me luck. I'm going to navigate the streets of Mexico. But it should be good. And then next week I'll have a nice base. So if we ever do another podcast, the Wi-Fi should be good and everything. But love y'all. Talk to you soon.
Dude,
All
she's
right.
the best. What did I tell you guys?
No,
Bro.
home run,
Bro.
Brandon.
What did I
Home
tell
run.
you guys?
Home run.
Guys, if you want to check out Alex, check out her YouTube. I'm gonna post it right there on the comments. It's youtube.com Alex Wendling Live. Man, bro, that was a home run. I was
She's
like,
awesome.
okay, I was trying to quiz her, but I'm like, there's no need because she's already answering stuff before I even ask. So,
She's a pro, dude.
bro,
I love that she's into it. It's like dude, great. I'm super happy about that.
Dude, this is so crazy.
Keelan, I wanted to ask you the production. Because when we started, season 1, gimbal and another camera. Now the production has stepped up significantly. What can we expect for season 6? I mean, Karate Combat is using the Lux Machina, which Alex was, referencing in one of her videos. What are we doing as far as the production
What is that?
goes? So you have like a virtual backgrounds.
I'm sorry.
So
He knows what I'm talking about.
we're
I
going
don't.
for a high class luxury underground fight club speakeasy kind of like
Lionheartish.
imagine if we gathered the 10 most richest people in the entire world and we put them inside of a secret location and they were betting on people that were going to fight to the death. That's the atmosphere that we're going for. All right. So
Doesn't that sound cool?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We're
I'm
not-
straight checking folks as they walk in now.
yeah,
We're thinking another password.
we're thinking black tie event. We're thinking like ultra formal dress code kind of thing for like just the people in attendance. There's no way to buy tickets. It's invite only. We're not putting like chairs to sit in. We're putting like couches, like lounge areas, like nice cigar lounge type vibes is what you're going to feel. We're still going to have a stage for the fighters to walk out on. Obviously, the mats are going to be straight on the floor. No stage for the mats. But we're going to have the LED wall and, potentially some pyro going on. And it's still going to have the modern feel as far as the mats and like the behind the, like if you watch combat jiu-jitsu, the big LED wall where they're kind of like standing right there for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
We should have that, but inside what feels like a luxury high-class lounge is what it's going to feel like.
Word.
The image on PGF.world. Oh, that looks so dope.
Yeah, that's the inspiration right there.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to build.
We're going to have chandeliers all over this place. Like it's going to have luxury. Like you're going to feel like it's high class when you walk in. Like as soon as you enter this venue, you'll walk down this red carpet, like with chandeliers hanging. Like it's going to have a really plush feel to it. It's going to feel like the whole event's sponsored by Rolex or BMW or,
Or
something.
Porsche or
Yeah.
Lamborghini.
Yeah, that's who we're trying to get to sponsor this thing, dude. Look, we're going to the top, dog. I'm not
Hey,
here
listen.
to stay around.
Yeah, I mean, might as well.
Well, yeah.
You know-
What's the complaint? There's no money in jiu-jitsu. Well, let's try
We're trying to
figure out a
get
way
it in
go
there.
talk to the people with the money to put
you
it into the sport, and we'll take some of that. Hey, jiu-jitsu will take some of that money, dog. We could use it. Let's go. I'm going to go ask them for it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe not this year, but I'm going to eventually go talk to them about it. You know what I mean?
So what are other news that we can share with people that we haven't said yet? Do you have anything? Anything on the athletes, maybe?
Just to recap, I mean, obviously we get the $100,000 for the team that wins. So that's $20,000 per competitor on that team. The person that wins the postseason, the finale tournament, they get another $20,000 on top of that, right?
Correct.
So we got that, and obviously we've talked about the Mount Rushmore of jiu-jitsu that you've assembled for the coaches.
The rock band. That's our new band.
Oh, there we go, the rock band.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, who's the
Looks
lead
like
singer?
a rock band photo, though, doesn't it? It's so cool.
I got a question for you guys.
Oh,
I want to hear. So, we announced our prize money. We announced the 4 coaches, but we don't have teams for the coaches. So it's like, for example, who does Hodger Gracie, what is his team? Who does he represent? Right now, we don't have anybody. Obviously, like we just announced it, we're going to be getting sponsors for these 4 teams. So, last season we had Epic Roll and Toehold and a Level, right?
Ex-Marshall was in the game.
This season, who are we going to have? Like, what is the where should we draw the line for the limits of like who we're going to have for the teams? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do y'all think? Like, what would be crazy to y'all? Who do you think should be getting in? Like, are we getting to the point now in season 6 where we could have people like Nike on as the team sponsors, or what do y'all think?
I say Red Bull, Monster would be cool teams because they're into the action sports, extreme sports type of thing, like rally, motocross, mountain bike, anything, that's exciting. They're part of it. So I think those companies would be good. If we're going for luxury, obviously BMW, Mercedes, Porsche, you're shooting for the stars, right?
I mean, Hodger seems like a luxury brand guy, super high class.
I'm saying Rolex.
I mean, maybe Rolex, maybe high end suit. I mean, just something. He seems
the
like
Men's Warehouse.
Thank you, Wallo. I'm just saying, like Hodger seems like super class. I think he could represent that really, really well. It's my guess.
That's what it feels like to me too. Now, I don't know Hodger personally. I've yet to have the pleasure, but I mean, just to have.
I'm a Bud Light guy, fellas. Just
no, I mean, come on, the mystique.
Wouldn't that be
the
crazy?
History,
Though?
I mean, he's unmatched. I mean, yeah, I mean, he's got to be high end. At least my guess. Pardon me.
So it wasn't 20 minutes after we made the post this morning that we start getting athlete applications online.
I see them.
I got athlete applications today.
Yeah.
Also,
We got a lot.
Unfortunately,
we were running 2 accounts all day, just trying to keep up with what was going on.
Oh, I'm only seeing the one.
Well, I was running my own account, and then he was running the PGF account, and we were both busy all day.
I believe you.
Yeah. That's all we did.
Bro, I've seen him.
Try to keep up with what was going on, and how to answer questions, and like it was wild, dude. It was a media blitz. It was crazy. Yeah, man, this is just all so weird, isn't it?
So
it really is.
Surreal.
Yeah.
The way that you're talking about doing it is you're trying to do it almost like a year round. Not year round, but like 3-4 times a year.
We're gonna do 4
And
a year. The plan,
right.
The plan is 1 every quarter. I shouldn't say 4 a year. I should say 1 every quarter. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So 1 every quarter, but it may end up being once a year if we can get it synced up, but we're going to push for 1 every quarter. So we're going to have 4 weight classes, and all of those weight classes are going to get 1 tournament a year, 1 season a year for themselves. So 155-pound weight class, 175-pound weight class, which is what's coming up with season 6, 205-pound weight class, 206 and over heavyweight.
Big boys.
So all of those weight classes will run once a year is the goal.
Nice. What about these seasons?
Do you see the UFC's thinking about switching off of the 170 division? They're going to hit him out to a 65-75.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That could be a rumor. That could be a rumor I read. I read a lot of MMA rumors. That's my kind of thing. I like that.
But it's not a bad idea because, you got a 15-pound gap between 155 and 170, and everything else is 10 pounds until 205, and then it goes to 225.
It makes sense.
So So the 155, 165, 75, 85, then maybe a 95 and a 205, and then whatever else after
I heard they're
that.
going to put McGregor and Chandler for that 165 belt to open it up.
Of course, yes, because they want to get
Now,
Conor a
again,
belt.
that's probably just a rumor I heard on Instagram somewhere from somebody that
Hey,
doesn't know
and
it.
guess what? It's probably true.
So
We're starting it now. It's started now.
yeah,
We're putting it out there.
yeah, dude. You know what? I'm okay with just putting it out there.
Now, listen,
Conor
we'll
McGregor
call it the
versus
Roadhouse
Chandler
belt.
165 title. You heard it here first.
Everybody's speculating on what that title fight is for 300. Just nobody knows.
Oh, we don't know yet.
The UFC 300, the main event fight, we don't know yet.
And that's the week. That's the week before the PGF.
Yeah, it's April 13th in Vegas.
Yeah.
My
April
goodness.
13th.
Hmm.
Man,
What about the athletes? What can you tell us about the athletes that we have so far? Or is that still,
well, okay. I'll tell you this. We're definitely
So scale of 1 to 10 based on the people that we've had before. If you could take some of the best people from this season,
level of interest.
level wise, how many levels would you say we're up from our best season maybe already?
Collectively? Like the level of the whole league?
Yeah, like the whole.
Okay, I got you. Whew, it's way up. It's way up, dude.
Elijah may go 500 this season.
Whoa, that was bold, dude. That was.
I don't know.
bold.
He was saying that he might be the dunkable guy.
Who said that?
He did.
Elijah said
Elijah
that.
said that. Oh,
Yeah.
well, dang, that takes all the fun out of it then.
Oh, he was still talking trash.
Oh.
No, but that's
So-
cool. That's very cool, and I respect that for him to be ready to play that game too, because
Dude.
it's kind of.
Well, it's almost like Elijah's making his baby face turn slowly.
He's been trying.
Because he was the bad guy. Now people are kind of like seeing behind, the act. And so he's kind of like letting it go a little
Yeah.
bit. He's saying, I'm playing a role. Now he's being a little bit humble.
Don't
Yeah.
worry. This documentary will help people hate him again.
I think the term
I
is
don't hate him. I love that
polarizing,
guy.
right? You either do or don't, probably at a certain point, And if all you've seen are clips or peripheral knowledge of him, you'll think what you think. But definitely the guy's he's a nice guy. I think overall
Oh,
for
dude,
sure.
I love Elijah.
But I hate him either way.
Dude, you're a mark.
All,
You're a mark.
all of my heart and my soul.
When it comes to athlete talent, just try to use your imagination a bit. Think about it. We just announced to the world, and it went pretty viral today, this brand new tournament idea that's got this huge prize money where you're guaranteed to be on one of the Legends teams. I mean, as an athlete and competitor in this sport, who doesn't want to be a part of the PGF right now? Like I said, just the athlete applications that we've got from today, it's pretty crazy. We've got some
It's-
huge names that are going to be here.
Let's play this game.
Okay.
I won't tell you any names. Okay. But you can ask me any name you want, and I'll say, I don't know. But then you can
Kevin Sherrill.
I don't know.
Handsome Kevin Sherrill.
I don't know.
Dante Leon.
I do know, actually. Dante's out for sure.
Oh,
He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it.
Darn. Okay. That was like the one I was like wanting to see in this format for sure.
Dude, are you kidding me? Dante Leon is one of the baddest dudes alive. Like, he's so
Yeah.
good. I wanted him in it so bad. And I feel like Dante wanted to do it, but it
It
just
would be sick.
didn't work out time-wise, schedule-wise. It was just
It's a
bad.
big commitment.
He had other stuff on each side of it that he just felt committed to, and I respect that. I
What if
respect
Keith
anything
Gregorian
he does
grapple
from
that?
the street. You know what I'm saying?
it's like 155.
He'll go
He's a
50. He'll
little
go all the
small.
way to 85 if he's feeling squirrely, but he's around
Oh,
that
okay.
70. He's around that 70.
All right. Mika Galval.
He's around that 70.
Brandon?
I don't know.
Wow.
You didn't say it though.
Man, he took a while to think about that.
Yeah.
Andrew Tackett.
I don't know.
He's not gonna tell us shit. We're just gonna sit here naming guys till the moment, till
Roberto
the
Jimenez.
cows come home.
Can he make 75?
I don't know.
He's ranked at
Grapples at
170.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can. That's right. My bad. I'm thinking.
He's not
PJ
gonna
Barch.
tell us.
What do you think, PJ?
Ooh,
Good
the
question.
Motor Panther. Yeah, let's
I'd
get him
love
in
to-
here.
Love to see PJ jump in there.
That'd be kind of dope.
Man.
I did see an
I've-
application from a guy from
PJ about it.
the.
I haven't talked
Repeat
to PJ
that?
about it.
Okay.
I would really like to talk to PJ about it.
I think you should.
Yeah, I would really like to. This is me reaching out to PJ right here. PJ.
What about any ADCC open winners or East Coast, West Coast trial winners?
Yes.
You got a couple of sphinxes over here. Just giving you
Did you
nothing.
make that call?
Here, let me
About
let me look at my list right here. Hold on.
So no, wait, remember the name.
Look
that
at
you
it very
mentioned?
closely with your sunglasses very near it.
You mentioned a name the other
Hey, man.
day.
Yeah, there's
mentioned-
definitely some opens and or trials winners in the roster, guaranteed. A couple.
There
So-
are a couple of people who've had really, really good success in the ADCC rule set, both throughout the opens and the trials and ADCC itself.
But are these point scorers or are these killers?
We don't take point scorers.
We're building a sport here, champ.
So you're looking for the killer.
The only way to score in the PGF is to kill. I'm looking for killers. I'm hand selecting these athletes myself. And we've got a little selection committee put together, but I'm picking out the guys myself out of the stack because I'm trying to craft the perfect roster. It's like putting together a band. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to
Who's
craft.
in the selection committee?
I am not at liberty to tell you that.
I don't know. I do
I'm
not
not at
know.
liberty to tell you that.
PGF veterans.
But how about
Nah,
this?
this fool's can't
How
even
about
put down
this?
the hula hoop.
Here's when I say legend on the selection committee, can't tell you who it is.
No, I'm
Legend
sure you
in
can.
what way? What kind of legend?
In the sport.
Jiu-jitsu way. That's all. Just tell
He
me
ever fought anybody before?
huh?
This legend cat. He ever fought anybody tough?
Well, I'm sure.
Can you name drop any of his opponents, perhaps? Is it Marcelo Garcia?
Maybe.
No. Okay. Dang. I was hoping for you. I was hoping for you for that, Brendan. I knew that
Hey,
was
listen.
for you.
I like that because you want the Rolex too. You want the Rolex sponsors. We're
I'm here for it. I'm
for-
here for it all, man.
We're going for
me
Marcelo
those
on my
two
personal
microphones.
call list. Okay, I get it. I hear that. But
Yeah.
no, that's
Now,
not.
I'm just as excited about that side of this whole progression, like the sponsorship side that we just alluded to. Like, just imagine for a second, like jiu-jitsu last year in 2023 and all previously. Think about the type of sponsors that sponsor jiu-jitsu events. Now in 2024, after we changed the game, and you see what kind of sponsors are involved in our show, sponsoring jiu-jitsu. I mean, has Rolex ever sponsored a jiu-jitsu show? Has Lexus?
Oh, didn't John? Who made those Jean Jacques watches recently?
Oh, I don't
Did
know.
you see that?
No.
They took some of his
I've
red
never
belt
seen it.
and put it in the face of the watch.
Oh, cool.
Super sick.
It was like a limited edition thing. I can't remember. It was too expensive for me. I'm not that. I'm not that like.
But,
luxurious.
Keelan was
I gotta
making a
put your
point
boy
there.
on.
Yeah, it's like the jiu-jitsu industry hasn't been supported by these huge brands yet. And I think we could be one of the first shows that gets real support from just crazy sponsors. I mean, I don't want to.
Yeah, the point is, we're really going to try that. Like, we're going to really try to do that. You know, we're talking just having fun and everything, but yeah, we're going to try to target big brands, man.
So, but is there's space for like Rolex, but then also like Gatorade, right? That kind of could be at the same.
Hey, listen, let me
venue.
say something. If you're trying to help jiu-jitsu and help us push it back into the community, then we're willing to work with you. If you're good people, we want good people on board with this thing.
For sure, for sure.
It's a really interesting market, right? Because you have, you know, the youth and people that get into it, you know, right after, you know, even in high school, then after high school, after they've done grappling and things like that. But then the mental aspect of jiu-jitsu, and I think the kind of meditation part of it, you get a lot of professionals. I mean, you know more than me. I mean, anytime on the mats, I mean, I got doctors, nurses, lawyers, you know, plenty with people with spending potential. So I mean, at some point, some marketer that also happens to be, you know, maybe a jiu-jitsu practitioner is going to be able to tell everyone, hey, guess what? There's actually there's something there.
Yeah, it's one of the fastest growing sports in the world. Everybody that's done it knows it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? We just have to find a good way to make it entertaining for the viewers, which we've done, and then it's worth investing in. So
that's what I was gonna say. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, jiu-jitsu is not gonna do well because it's not a spectator sport." I'm like, that's because you haven't watched the PGF. You haven't seen it.
Fix, man. That's what we're trying to fix. Not just that, but like obviously it has to be that. Like, that's what the whole thing was built with to start, was that idea. Like, none of it makes any sense. There's nothing to build without something that people want to watch, and not just want to watch. And I think that's part of where jiu-jitsu is missing the industry's missing the boat a little bit. I need to be able to engage with it. I need it to have sticky points on it where I watch it and I get stuck, and then I watch it and I get stuck. I need those kind of moments on it to make it viewable. And jiu-jitsu is notoriously not like that. It's a lot slower paced. We're going to increase the speed of the game, and we're going to introduce a lot more aggression and speed to the game. And I think it's going to make a big difference when you take that with the stats and the fantasy league. We put all of that, those sticky points together with it, the combine. I mean, it's going to be.
So we're still running a combine.
Yeah, we're going to do a combine.
Have we thought the events through on that? Like, are we sticking with similar things, or still playing that out?
We're going to deliver the best combine that we can. I can't tell you much more than that right now.
Okay, Don King.
Can
Only in America.
Can we divulge some new info about the draft?
Sure.
I don't know.
Please. I mean, the draft is phenomenal. I mean, Alex has talked about it. Yeah, I mean, like, think about your fantasy football team. You know, the draft is like one of the best parts of the season. But she talked about the NBA draft, NFL draft, and man, the strategy. So please, yes, more information about the draft, please.
Location.
Ooh, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can tell them about.
Ooh.
I mean, you might have said something on the podcast earlier today.
Okay. Listen. You're gonna really like it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you mentioned.
Already said it.
Yeah, I might have already listened to the other podcast, man.
It's a castle.
Yes.
Yeah, so the draft in season 5 was at Moe's Barbecue in Hartselle, Alabama. Season 6 draft will be at the private community in the castle on the private lake in Vegas.
So basically at the headquarters.
Yeah, next door to headquarters in the actual castle. So Zoltan has the only castle in Las Vegas, a 17th century Irish remake, and it's incredible. and that's where
Oh,
the draft.
when y'all say that, you mean a real? I thought that was just like a joke about a big.
No,
apple. It's
so-
hard to make.
No, you haven't seen it.
It's a castle.
It's an actual
It's a
castle.
castle, bro.
So the draft is going to be inside his personal castle. He's opening up his home to the PGF for that day, and all the athletes are going to come hang out in the castle. We're going to do the draft. Bobby's going to do the auction to the 4 coaches. The 4 legends are going to select their teams that evening in the castle, and it's going to be super cool. Super cool. It's going to really set the tone. It's going to immediately set the tone for the rest of the week whenever these athletes get to drive up or get dropped off at the castle that's got PGF vibes, whether it's like the logo mowed into the yard or whatever it is. Like, it's going to have a PGF feel to it. You're going to feel like it's the PGF castle for the day, and it's going to really set the tone for the week.
So, because actually, there's a good question on this. So, interesting title of his name, but the question from the commentary says, will the 4 coaches be fighting for picking priority? And obviously we know that's not a thing because it's an auction draft.
Correct. So in traditional drafts, you may go first and then I draft second, then he drafts third. But in this auction draft, an athlete's going to come up and we all get the opportunity to bid on this athlete. And so maybe Brandon is willing to pay 1,000, but I'm willing to pay 2,000. So then I would get the athlete. So that'll create, that's one of the best parts about just the whole structure. That's why Zoltan got so intrigued by what we have going on here, is because the strategy of the coaches during the auction draft specifically, you know, like it creates a game within this game that, can play out in a couple different ways. So I'm excited to see how that goes with some of these legends. You know, like what team does Hodger Gracie try to build out of the roster that we provide, right? What team does Eddie Bravo try to build? And what do they try to kind of do they want to build the same team? Are they going to have to kind of steal players from each other? Just, it's going to play out in a really interesting way, as we've seen with all the drafts in history, whether we're talking NBA or NFL. It's always entertaining.
So
Do we have a salary cap for this year? Because last year's was 2,500. Yankees came in and, you know, hey,
pay the luxury
we got
tax? And
Well, so
listen, we got more money.
There will be a shift in how we handle the draft.
Okay.
So last season, I gave the coaches their money, and then the coaches paid that month, the amount that the athlete was drafted for, they paid them that money. So let's say Elijah goes for $1,000. The coach is going to give Elijah $1,000. But then Keelan only goes for $250 for some reason.
That's a steal. Bro, that's a steal right there. 250. I'm taking it all day.
I'm stealing on him. Keelan only goes for $250 for some reason. He only gets $250, but the coach gives him the $250. So you got paid. Your pay was dependent on how much you got chosen for in the draft. It was actual money to money. It was real like that. This year, what we're going to do is we're going to give all of the athletes a flat rate for coming. So there won't be any more Landon Torville only got $100, and then it turns out he was the man, and he deserved a lot more than that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Everybody's going to get a base rate for showing up.
Can
And
we say what that base rate is, or is that just for the athletes to know?
it's just for the athletes to know for right now.
Okay.
Maybe we tell that later, but we're trying to take care that every single person gets to leave with some money in their pocket.
Hell yeah, that's what's
No.
up.
it's the Professional Grappling Federation.
I don't like when the guys come in and get drafted for a little bit, and then that bummed me out that he was the last pick and then he killed it so hard and proved. But it was a great story at the same time.
That's what's happening with Brock Purdy. He's going to the Super Bowl with the 49ers right now, and he gets paid 10 times less than college athletes.
Yeah.
because he got drafted last. He got drafted last, mystery relevant, paid pennies to the dollar, and he's taking them to the Super Bowl.
The
But there's something
quarterback for
about that
Alabama makes
motivation.
more.
It's an
That
interesting story.
motivation.
But,
How many
here's
stories are
something-
like that?
Here's something I want to learn from that Brock Purdy situation right here. Is that Brock Purdy storyline that's going on right now didn't start in game 1 of this season. It didn't start in game 1 of last season, his rookie year. It started in the draft. And without that storyline of him in the draft, like without that beginning, the Brock Purdy emotion and all the things that are happening with him right now, they don't hit as hard to the regular fan. But that story right there, you don't need to know anything about football to get to hear that storyline and go, oh man, I get it.
Yeah. Just to finish his thought, put it all into a 30-second Instagram clip. This year's draft, each coach is going to get 10,000 PGF dollars to spend on their team. And so they can pay whatever they want, however much money they want for each athlete, but they only have 10,000. It's a hard cap this year. There's no luxury tax. You can't go over it. Every coach can build their team with these 10,000 PGF dollars. And they're just basic coins, tokens that represent value. Each athlete's going to actually get paid their salary for the season, but we've got 10,000 PGF coins for the coaches to spend on their athletes. So we'll kind of see how they decide to spend their 10,000 coins, and build their team.
I mean, obviously, the main strategy is to try to make the other coaches overpay. That's usually what one of the main strategies. And we talked about a little bit before. Another strategy of, do you poach somebody else's player? I mean, you have a 10th Planet guy out there, and you steal him away from Eddie Bravo.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I was in the DMs with one of the head coaches today, encouraging him to do exactly that. I can neither confirm nor deny.
I'm assuming that maybe Jeff Glover saying, "Hey, steal this guy from Eddie."
I have no idea what happened.
Maybe.
Yeah. Man, I just feel so grateful, dude. I feel good. I'm really happy about all of this. And I just enjoy putting these sunglasses on and pretending that I'm cool for a second. You know what I mean?
Well, the whole week,
especially when I know how cool I'm not, and you guys all know how cool I'm not. Man, it just makes it so much sweeter that we're all in on the gag together. I love it.
Well, you mentioned something, I think it was in our chat, that was pretty interesting. It's like, we were saying that, there's not going to be any fans attending because it's going to be invite. However, if you own a digital asset, you get free entry.
Yeah, a lot of people, especially now, I mean, as the influx of new viewers come to the PGF, they don't even know that in season 3 we created trading cards and created NFTs out of those trading cards that all have actual value attached, and it's not just some picture of a animated dog or monkey that went viral. Like these NFTs that we created in season 3,
we were literally trying to make collectibles. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you said, they have, like, if you purchase one of the NFTs that has the value attached, like, you can get free entry to PGF forever, like VIP entry. Like, these are ultra valuable digital assets. And there was the bad taste in the community's mouth because of the whole NFT market there for a little bit, but we created those things for a real purpose. And as the PGF grows, that purpose is going to be more and more clear.
Yeah, and that was super fun too. I really, and I never heard anything bad about any of it. I felt like it went super good. I really like those. Keelan made a table out of like the cards that we made.
I saw that. That was epic.
Yeah, but hopefully those will become valuable over time. You guys can.
Yeah.
Just like you said, Wallo, I mean, just this season with a show that's invite only, they're already valuable.
It's like, listen, if you have an NFT, we're not going to pay for your ticket to go to Vegas, but if you make it to Vegas, you can come in and watch the whole season, finale and all.
We're gonna
Come
have
on
Listen,
now.
I got some NFTs. If y'all need some, holler at your boy.
I got 2 for sale.
I got a full set. They're not going anywhere.
I might lease you one
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll have
lease.
for the week.
an NFT owners
Yeah, ain't no sales.
section.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. Just as a thank you for all those guys. I think that's a good idea.
So we can just flex on everybody else.
Yeah.
Walk
Well,
around.
I think it would just be a great thank you for believing in what we were trying to do and understanding where we were trying to go. I think that would just be a great thank you to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, because the
Well,
guys
for
who
sure.
bought the NFTs, mostly they were like the most hardcore committed, like, I understand what I'm getting myself into with NFTs, but I believe in these dudes kind of people. And it would be super cool when we're able to like just sit them all there and say thank you. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, 100%, man. Listen, we have some diehards from the beginning, you know.
Yeah, it's been
and,
crazy. It's been so much fun.
and listen, we're open to getting new fans too. You know, just come on, jump on board.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
gonna be
for sure.
crazy.
We want the best. We want the best folks possible. We want as many. I mean, we want as many fans from as many sports, or as people that don't watch sports normally, but they get kind of roped into this, like some competitors' grandma. You know what I mean? Like, I want to build a game that kind of like, I don't even really watch sports person can get hooked on, because sports itself is addictive, and so just build that league format and just serve the sports viewers their crack.
You know, like it's really crazy. We're talking about the documentary for this season. Like, I've been on this thing for so much from the beginning, that Isaac and I, during that season 2 that I competed on, like, there's no telling what all kind of like footage he has basically of that season, just kind of from trailing me around. That could be, you know, it would be very heavy on me because he was following me a lot. But I bet there's a crazy set of
I
information.
bet you're right.
Yeah, my thought is, I put together this season 5 documentary, and then coming up, we're going to be filming the season 6 documentary leading into April and in April. And then potentially after that season 6 documentary, we go the Star Wars route, and we create a prequel documentary that includes season 1, 2, 3, and 4 to like give people a little like prequel after
The Dark Ages.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
How cool is it though to say you're a PGF veteran? It means a lot more than it did back then, you know?
To some people, maybe. It meant a lot to me the whole time, though.
Oh, see, that's why you're a legend, dog. Let's go, champ.
Egg, any final thoughts before we go? Any final questions for the boys?
No, man. I mean, just everything's coming to fruition. I mean, you designed from the very beginning a format that makes jiu-jitsu accessible to even non-practitioners, even to non-sports fans. It's meant for dunks. It's meant for scoring. It's meant for action. I mean, the first minute and the last minute are the 2 most exciting minutes in a PGF match. People actually go harder towards the end because a draw is a loss. But not only have you made it exciting and fun to watch, but it's also, like you said, a phenomenal experience for everyone involved. You're making jiu-jitsu a professional opportunity for the competitors. Everyone's getting paid. And now they not only are everyone's getting paid, but they have a shot at like some like not some real money. I mean,
$20,000 is life-changing money for a lot of.
I'm saying like life-changing, but it's a big deal.
It's where we're starting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's where we're
It's-
starting.
And if you look at just this last season, like I'll use Travis Thomas, for example. Travis didn't win the season. He didn't win the regular season, and he didn't win the postseason. So in some ways, it's like, oh, he missed the mark. But dude, that dude has more opportunities. He's got legitimate sponsorships that pay him monthly now. Like the PGF, just all that, like changed the way he's kind of able to navigate this competitive scene. And we're talking about we had a total of $30,000 in sponsorship money last season. And a bunch of athletes, Matt Elkins, Travis, Elijah, we could go on, all gained real legitimate money paying sponsors from that season. In season 6, the sponsors that we have, the level of sponsors, just the athletes getting in there, showing off and like trying to pick up some sponsorships is a huge opportunity for these athletes, much less winning. Like, oh, I'm on the winning team because I'm Elijah. And then, oh, I go on and win the tournament. That's $40K plus sponsorship opportunities that they're picking up. Like, you're talking about potentially more money than a lot of people make at their 9-to-5 jobs.
And let me tell you something about our sponsors. They come back time after time after time. And we got some of the same people we've come to love from previous PGF seasons have said, yo, this benefits my business so much. I want to go in more with you guys.
So this means AG could probably be there.
I haven't. Of course, I want to work with AG. Like, I haven't got to talk to him about it.
Sorry, just in Vegas. That connection.
But our sponsors, we got the kind of sponsors that come back year after year. I saw AG posted something on his story today that he was like, anything that Brandon does, we love it. And that's the kind of experience that I want to offer for my sponsors, both from like who I want to work with. You know what I'm saying? I need people that understand what we're trying to do. I'm looking for partners that have like a long-term vision for this thing with us. And they've been great to us. X Marshall has been great to us. Gen X Refined has been great to us over the years. Lonnie Jones has been great to us over the years. Michael Cantrell. We've had so many people pitching in that have stuck with us from early on and really believed in us, man. And I just love those people that keep coming back to the table and putting back down for the sport. And I feel like they need to be recognized when they do it. And so I want to give them a great experience. So if Red Bull does decide they want to pull into this thing, I want to make sure it's the best decision they ever made.
Oh yeah.
So
I could see Red Bull being, Eddie's team right there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've talked about to competitors so many times, like just about exposure, and there's so many different ways of talking about it. Like, one, you're getting exposed to legends of jiu-jitsu, as in the coaches, and then the sponsors that are involved. And Keelan, the amazing footage you and the team captures of all of them. 300,000 views. Last season, only going to be sky's the limit for this one. They're going to be all over the place. To your point, even if they don't win, they're going to be everywhere, and their lives can be changed just from everyone actually seeing them and seeing their art and seeing how hard they push and go out there. I mean, some of the guys that don't make the finale are still some of the fan favorites, and if you have people that actually pay attention to you, that care about you, it's going to be huge.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I'll answer Best Korean Jesus' question real quick. The draft is on April 21st. April 21st is the draft. Same day as the combine. The combine and draft kick off season 6. So April 21st. Mark your calendars. That's when it's going down. And we're going to be releasing the roster, the athlete roster, probably at least one athlete per week leading up to this. So each week you should probably get a new athlete that the public knows about. So all this is just getting started. There's so much news. Like, we just dropped this bomb, but there's so much news that we really can't share yet until it's like official. Like he teased on the combine, like we're working on some stuff with the combine. As soon as that's official, we'll be releasing that information. And there's a lot of little drip information like that's to come. So everybody should definitely be going and following at PGF World on all platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that. And
TikTok.
Yeah, keep your eyes and ears open.
Word.
And if you want to be involved as an athlete, go to pgf.world fill out the application. And if you want to get involved as a sponsor or any sort of support like that, just email pgfhelp@gmail.com. That's a big one. We've already got a couple potentially big sponsors reaching out in the email to us. We're not even having to go sell ourselves. They're reaching out to us. So,
Well, the website's got a link for sponsorship packages. So
Yeah.
all they have to do is just go to the website, click on the contact, click on the sponsorship package, send a message, and somebody will get right back to you. If your money's green, we'll use it.
can you imagine, guys? Just I know I teased about it earlier, but just imagine. And I'm not saying this is a thing. I'm saying imagine if it was. What if the PGF is like sponsored by Nike and we have like Nike like athletes wearing Nike jerseys?
Yo, they got to sponsor the insiders too, because Nike's the shit, bro.
These are the things. These are the dreams that we're dreaming. You know what I mean?
I just customized a pair of shoes for
when
myself.
you guys hear us talk, these are the dreams we're dreaming. This is where we're trying to take everything. We really want to go to the top, and we're gonna, dude. I think we're gonna do it. We're gonna try real hard. How about that?
Imagine Hodger Gracie is representing Team Meta that's owned by Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, and Zuckerberg said that he'll drop $1 million if he could be the assistant coach.
Okay. Dude, I'm for half price. He can have it for half price.
Hey, people that are watching out there. I know you're asking about when the draft and all that stuff is, how to be involved. Don't forget March 1st qualifier. Remember, the PGF has a preseason. You know, hey, an application, a resume is nice. Going out there and showing them what you can do, that can get you a spot even easier, even quicker. You show that you're amazing, you're action oriented, and you can take it to some people. Woo, almost see you.
Well, so the way the roster selection is going to work is this: I'm going to hand select some people, and then I'm going to get the winner of the qualifier is going to get auto select. Like there's a spot on the roster for the person that wins the qualifier in Las Vegas on March the 1st.
It's the only guaranteed way to get in PGF Season 6 is to win that qualifier in Las Vegas.
There's no arguing that qualifier. You're in. So if you're like, dude, I hope they pick me, go win that tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's only 20 spots. Guys, there's only 20 spots. Athletes, listen to me. You have got to come into that qualifier and show why you're fun to watch. You cannot come in there and try to win and think you're going to lay around and like position somebody and stay out of danger. Even if you take it to a draw, we won't advance you. We are looking for people who can help us to craft this sport with an exciting style that's fun to watch and fun to emulate. Like when you come to this qualifier, I need you to put down. And for the couple that do, I'm looking for other people. I want other people out of that qualifier on the roster because I like that story. So come in and build that storyline at the qualifier and really show out. And I will find a spot for you if you're a G.
Another thing we're going to have to build locally from that qualifier, we're going to have to draw from some of the qualifier talent locally to help build the alternates or our bench players for this season, right?
How many alternates are we getting? 4?
Man, I would love it if I had 8.
8? Okay.
Yeah, I'd like it ultimately if we can have like a full,
2 for each
like
team.
the starters and the bench. You know what I'm saying? And then the coach just maybe runs guys in and out of there as he sees fit ultimately down the line. Who knows? But I think I want 2 alternates on each team because, man, it can turn into a graveyard out there during the course of a PGF season.
That is true. I
We
mean,
need the depth on the teams, you know, and that's going to cost the PGF some extra money to to figure out eventually because, you know, I want them on like full salary, but we're looking for some alternates for this one that are local, that are on standby and ready to go.
Mhm.
And if I can find 8 gangsters like that, I would love to meet them.
Cool. So are you going to select them after everybody is selected and then be like, okay, you guys are
Yeah,
the
we'll separate it. I'll announce that I'm choosing. Okay, we got the auto qualifier, but no other spot is guaranteed.
Mhm.
Everything else is just going to be, we like what we see.
All right.
So-
and go ahead.
Sorry, I mean, just because there was a question about it, and of course, it's something near and dear to my heart. Fantasy.
Yeah.
The fantasy league is back. Yes.
Yeah. Fantasy is back. We're doing it on Fantasizer again this year.
Potentially.
We're doing it on Fantasy right now. As of right now, it's set up to do it on Fantasizer. We don't have like some contract with them. That's just the service that I'm using to help me run it. Right. So yeah, if somebody comes in and says, I don't know,
Like
Well,
DraftKings.
while we're going for the moon, DraftKings was to ever come in and say, hey, we would love to host the fantasy component on our platform.
Some fantasizers out.
Yeah, then we would definitely ship that over to DraftKings. But I do want to shout out the guys at Fantasizer. They've done a great job for us, and they've been I've been happy for the most part working with them. They do a really good job. It's not the functionality that we ultimately are aiming for, but it's been a great solution for the PGF. Like, I think it can continue to serve that purpose no matter what happens.
But yes, regardless of platform, fantasy, jiu-jitsu, like as a whole, like the masses out there don't know that we've been doing the fantasy league for jiu-jitsu for 5 seasons now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is
Hey, we were the original guys that were telling people how to pick their teams.
yeah. So this season, with the amount of viewership that we're gonna have, with the level of athletes that people are actually familiar with, I think that we're gonna have like one of the biggest fantasy leagues that we could. I mean, there could potentially be hundreds of people in this thing, if not thousands.
Talking about thousands. Any word on what PGF fantasy winner gets?
I'm gonna make sure they get at least 1,000. I'm gonna try to get them a ton of money.
Yeah,
Dude,
that
imagine
was
how crazy would it go if I could raise $100,000 to give away to the fantasy winner? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, that's madness, right? But like, just take it to that ridiculous level and think about how many people would sign up, right? Now, how close can we get to that? Let's try to give them
I'll be signing up
Because that'll
for sure.
have a huge effect on how many people play it. So, and it's free, you know what I mean?
And just to touch on it, maybe some of these guys or girls don't or aren't aware of how the fantasy league works because they've never done fantasy with jiu-jitsu. Basically, we have 4 coaches and they're going to build their teams. You're just going to act as a coach each day. You're going to build your own team. You're going to hand select whichever athletes you want from the 20-athlete roster. They each cost a different amount of money. Maybe our best athletes cost $30, and maybe some of the worst athletes cost $15, and you only have $100 to spend on your team. So you're basically going to build your team. You're going to have your 6 or 7 athletes on your team, and then they all go compete tonight. And if they do well tonight, they get some chokes for 6 points, or they get some breaks for 3 points. Those points go to your team. If all your athletes score well and your team does well, then you get all the points, and maybe you win tonight. And then maybe you win tomorrow night. And ultimately, maybe you win for the season. But that's basically how the fantasy league works. You're going to draft your own team from the roster of PGF athletes and hope that they do good in their matches this evening throughout the season. So it's going to be really fun.
And each day, a PGF Insider will be providing an article analyzing the fantasy and who you should pick, giving you some tips.
Yeah.
So,
The different layers of engagement for the PGF is where we just kill it, I feel like.
So are we still going to have the interaction with the chat, the super chat and all that stuff? That's still going to happen because that was a big
Hey,
part of it.
listen,
You know,
we're doing it free on YouTube for the regular season. It's free to watch. Like that's a really important part of what we're doing here is we're making something that people can we want them to watch. So hiding it behind a paywall for the regular season really would make no sense. We want them to watch. We want the eyeballs on it. The NFL is not hiding behind a paywall. The NBA is not hiding behind a paywall. Now, if you want access to every NBA game every season,
yeah.
okay, you got to pay for that. But it's on NBC. Football is on free TV. And
That's because they have advertisers.
Yes, and that's the connection that we're working really hard to make, is that we're going to bring people that we can trust into the ecosystem. And Zoe and Heather have really helped us out with that a ton, man. They, listen, dude, let's be real about it. This dude's an international rock star. He knows a bunch of people. He's a serial entrepreneur. He's running successful businesses in multiple different arenas, and he's doing it well. He's not doing a bunch of crazy rock and roll stuff. He takes all of that and he turns it around and he turns it into more money because he's a serial entrepreneur and he's doing well. So it's the best to have a guy like that on board that knows how to get these deals made because he's made them before. So it's been a huge deal for us. And he's all in is the thing. And then the connections that Heather Gracie has have been like,
she's behind the scenes.
She's really like a lot of the things that everybody was so excited about today. She powered that.
Yeah.
So are we going to see any footage of that, or is that off limits of her like working the,
No, I don't think we're going to see any of that. She's going to be behind the scenes. Listen, this woman is a serious hustler, man. She's fantastic. She's fantastic. I love her. She's, again, man, several of the things that got the most hype today on the announcement and just the rumors about it were in place because she brought them to the table.
That's awesome, man.
She's phenomenal, man. It's been great. So yeah, having these people that already have made these connections, and most importantly, they've done this process before. This is not Zoe's first time to try to take something mainstream. He already did it. And it's one of the most successful mainstream media products on the planet. And he understands what this process looks like. He's taken other bands down this same path. And now he wants to, this is his new band, so to speak. And he's teaching us how that business works. And he's a really, really smart guy, dude.
It's pretty cool.
A lot.
It was pretty cool today when he called and he was like really happy with how today went as far as the media campaign. He was like, "Oh, guys, it's blowing up. It's doing well." And in my mind, I was like, "Oh, he thinks it's going well. That means it is going well."
I mean, my feed was just like PGF. So yeah, it was. I mean, everybody was sharing stuff, so it was great. It was good to see.
For me, was when Roger Gracie shared it to his story. I was like, Brandon, look.
Real. It wasn't, dude. Sunday night, I guess Saturday night, I had a dream. So I was just I was just so ready for this announcement. I had a dream that Keelan and Lindsay both quit working for me. I was like, no, the announcement.
Oh boy.
I woke up in a cold sweat. Like, what would I do without these people?
Listen, is there anything else that we can share at this point? I mean, we pretty much told them everything we can. Is there anything?
Well, we already know that David Evers is returning, right?
Yes.
We already
Yes, we
know
had
that.
him on the show.
David's coming back. He's the season 3 champion. And we already know that Elijah's coming back. So that's what we got.
That's
right
it.
now. That's what we got.
Everything else,
That's the best storyline.
Well, they didn't. I mean, did they face each other? Did they face
Yeah,
each other?
it was
It
one
was
of
a
her,
draw.
one of Elijah's first draw.
It's
Okay.
the best storyline.
So-
Elijah won season 3 regular season.
Yeah.
He pulled out of the playoff, and David won the championship tournament.
Hold on.
So
I see you
it's
shaking your head. What's going on over there?
It's undisputed. I'm sorry, it's a disputed title.
Mhm.
Oh, hold on, because Steven's shaking his head over there.
Can't be
What do you
disputed
got?
if he set out. He chose
Uh-oh.
to sit out.
It's
Uh-oh.
disputed. It's a
He
disputed
sat.
title.
He was scared. He was scared of David Evers. That's why he sat out. Barely got away from him in 6 minutes. He knew in 10 David was going to take him out.
When you look at season 1, who won the regular season?
Elijah.
Who won the playoff?
Elijah.
Easy math. Season 2, who won the regular season?
Hunter.
Hunter.
Who won the playoff?
Hunter.
Hunter.
Easy math. Season
Dream
3,
made a good point. He
No,
dropped
Brian's
out.
got a good point.
Season 3, who won the
Quit
regular
kissing his
season?
ass.
Season 3, who won the regular season?
Elijah.
Who won the playoff?
David Evers.
Disputed. It's a disputed title. Who's the champion? When you look back on
David
history,
Evers.
you look back on history and you say, who's the season 1 champion? You got no choice. You got to say Elijah. You look back on
Hey.
season 2, who's the champ? You got no choice. You got to say Hunter Colvin. You look back on
What?
season 3, who's the champ? Well, what do you mean? The regular
David
season champ
Evers.
or the
David Evers. I'm
playoff
sorry. Let me
Regular
ask you
season
this.
doesn't mean
Let me put it to you this
season
way.
title?
The Lakers win the regular season, but they lose to the Bulls in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Who's the motherfucking champ?
Not the Lakers.
The Bulls.
But in your metaphor right there, the Lakers lost in the playoffs. In this metaphor, Elijah never went to the playoffs. He never lost in the playoffs.
No, I get it, but he had
I'm
to
not
come
even
out.
saying I dispute it. I'm saying there is
To me,
There's
it's
an
not
argument out
disputed.
there.
and it's already out there.
Yeah.
The verbiage is already out there when you have to explain to somebody who the season 3 champion is.
No, because to me, it's always been David Evers. I'm
If you
like,
have to
David Evers
explain
is
it.
the champ.
Oh yeah.
But if Elijah had actually done the postseason,
He's got the belts to
If
prove.
he would have actually done it, he would have lost because he was hurt. Or either he just pulled out because he was afraid. Which is it?
maybe.
Well,
Oh.
listen, my opinion,
I wasn't going to put it like that, but.
my true opinion,
If he's hurt, he would have
Yeah.
lost if he competed.
my true opinion, and not my just stirring up hype opinion, is that whoever wins the playoff bracket is the champion. That's my true opinion.
Well, it has to go
Me
like
too.
that. The-
The Patriots are the Super Bowl champions. They're the champions. The other guy gets tagged. But when you write it down on the history books with a column that says regular season and postseason, they're going to say 2 different names that season for the first time ever.
yeah,
Because they're. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
it's also unique to our league. Like in the NFL doesn't call the regular season winner a champion. Like they're not the regular season champions. They're just the regular season winners. So it's like we should really only have one champion. It's whoever wins the damn playoffs at the end, the Super Bowl. That's the
what
champ.
I'm saying. That's the guy that gets the belt.
The regular season champ. Like he's just a regular season winner. I don't even know if we should call him a regular season champion.
Yeah, but hold on. I mean, look, okay. Let's go to the other side here.
I
Hold
agree
on,
with
hold
you.
on.
Regular season.
I agree with you. I agree
The
with you, Keelan.
postseason. Let's look at David Evers' stats, right? So David Evers, had 3 wins in the postseason. Awesome, congrats, you're the champion. All right, but then he was 7-1-4 in the regular season. So the postseason is only 1/4 of the matches of the regular season. So the true winner of the gauntlet
NFL and
of the gauntlet
The gauntlet. the regular season is only to qualify for the postseason. That's all it's for. It's only to see who qualifies and who even deserves to be in this single elimination bracket.
If
That's
you
what
can't
the
survive
problem
the
is.
season, you're not a champion.
I understand the mechanics of it. I'm just saying, really saying something. If you're the best after 12 whole matches,
Whatever you say.
Okay, Florida
I
State.
much
disagree.
larger sample size.
Hey, the Dallas Cowboys kill it every year. We got great records. We won the NFC blah, blah, blah. How many playoffs wins? How many NFC championships in 30 years?
I feel
You know-
targeted, but I'm a Saints fan. I don't know.
I'm a
That's
Cowboys.
even worse.
I'm hating on my own
personal.
team. It's just like
Self-hating
the-
right there. Okay, for a
The
while.
long 17 game regular season is more impressive. It's like a bigger pool of results and all that. But at the end of the day,
It ain't the championship.
it's not the playoffs.
That's
It's not
fair.
the championship.
Just making a good argument, I
I-
think.
There's just
Yeah,
one Super Bowl
No, you
champion
weren't.
every year.
But hey, don't get me wrong. If a team goes undefeated in the regular season and they have a perfect record, like it's incredible. Everyone loves to see the undefeated season. But the whole
Was it the
sport-
New York Giants or the Patriots that year? I forget.
So the Patriots went undefeated through the regular season.
Nobody
And
cares,
then
right?
they lost in the Super Bowl.
That's Eli
The
Manning.
Giants.
yeah.
The Giants beat them in the Super Bowl.
Baby. That's your
Who was the
world
champ?
champions.
The Giants were the world champions.
And listen,
Eli
that's
came
not
in and he like,
disrespecting anybody.
man,
That's
I
just the
don't
way
give
that I
a
see it,
shit
too.
about your O.
Man, hour and 45 minutes in, everyone's getting saucy now. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's that way. We started talking about sports. We all got excited.
There you go.
Yeah, for
We like
sure.
sports. We like we like that story. Like nowhere in any of that story that we talked about with football right there did any of us talk about the intricate detail of a play.
That's because we probably can't run a play.
Well, it's because it doesn't matter. There's a story right there. I want to create stories like that in a league environment, in a sports environment
Yeah.
that draw people in, because people can connect with stories and they can see themselves in stories. And we want the next generation of people to get into jiu-jitsu. That's how you do it. You allow them to see themselves in the stories that are being told. When they can identify the same struggle in somebody else and they can watch that guy make it happen, we're going to turn a whole generation onto jiu-jitsu that way. And I want to be the guy to introduce it to them in that way, because I'm going to do my best to take care of the sport in like a wholesome way. I'm going to take care of us, but I'm going to try to hit this home run. Don't make no question about it.
It
We're gonna
already
get this
feels
money,
like a home
but
run.
we're gonna stay chill.
I'm gonna try to make this happen.
Listen,
I'm only gonna blow up and forget half of y'all, not everybody.
I ain't gonna forget it. Well, no, you
It's
might
already a home run.
Some
Man.
of it I am gonna forget. Some of it I am gonna forget.
Some people is like, but anyway, Dream, any final thoughts?
No, man, I'm honestly just happy to be here. I feel like it's really weird to even be doing all this stuff the way that we're kind of pushing it now, and the conversations that we're having. And it's not just us talking about, oh, what if we did this, and then oh, did you hear Zoltan's gonna take Brendan out to the Longhorns? Oh, I wonder what they're talking about. I don't know, Brandon. It's like, what do you think it's gonna mean? Oh, is it gonna be? Oh, do you think we'll get to be a part of it still? Kind of like as things grow, they change, and like just waiting to kind of see how it looked, and I don't know, man. It still doesn't feel real at all, and maybe
It
when
doesn't,
we
it
get there,
doesn't.
and it still won't. And I think that's maybe the best part of it is that it's just coming out here and like just playing like a character, sort of, and doing my best to have fun. Really, it is all I'm trying to do with it. And now that it's like a real thing, it's cool, to see that people respond well to that, and to hear, people like the bits of humor that we sprinkle into the show and things like that. I feel like
You're a
that's
big part of
definitely-
it, man. You putting the
That's what I'm
suit
saying,
on and doing the thing, like
Change the game.
that's big.
it's cool, man. Like, and that's what I said. Even without having to hear that from you guys, like hearing it being talked about like that, I was like, oh man, that's cool. I could definitely see where some of that was my influence in a way, you know. But it's all of us together, like I said, just being friends, man. It's cool being with the homies, and now we got this cool thing that's going on with us. But at the end of the day, we still get together and laugh for 30 minutes a lot of times before we can even get any real work done. And so, man, it's just so much fun for me, man. So I'm just happy to be here.
Man, thank you for being a part of it, dude. I couldn't express enough how much I appreciate and love all of you guys personally for what you've done to just be so committed to this thing that we believed in, dude. Just because we felt like it was a good idea and we wanted to, and we knew we would really try. We knew we would stay committed and really try it. And y'all got that vision early on. Wallow, Egg, Steven, and you're all just tremendous friends. And it's a pleasure to have you be a part of the journey, man. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart.
We did it, boys.
Man, it means a lot to me. I mean, getting that call, just being part of it from Jump Street, it really feels like a family. When we all come in, we have a good time, but we're working. We have our good time, but
we're working hard, dude. It's a lot. Working. It's been a lot. And hey, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. We're biting off as much as we can chew, not more. I won't bite off more than I can chew, but we're biting off as much as we can. You know what I'm saying? We're going to try to do this thing right, and we're going to have to work really, really hard to make it happen, but we're going to make it happen. So let's go, champ. Let's saddle up and do this thing.
I'm hyped.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hyped.
Go.
Hell yeah.
On that note, we're going to leave y'all. We've been on for a little while. Hopefully you guys got some clarity as to what's going on. Obviously, there's still things that we can't release, but they will be released soon. Do remember March
in the inside group.
Documentaries coming. The qualifier March 1st in 10 Planet Las Vegas. Again, the only guaranteed way in is through winning the qualifier. If you want in, March 1st, 10 Planet Las Vegas. On that note, we'll see you next week. Peace. Adios, muchachos. Hasta luego. Sayonara. Hasta luego.